Hello there, how's your day? Ame Gakita. Alright, before we go and start with the part 2 of why I can't trust some Westerner, let's put out some disclaimer as well as some clarification, because I feel like some people maybe like don't understand the word some of the word. So at least let me put some proper clarification so the people, so we can hope like have a proper understanding of each other, or maybe some of you may have a misunderstanding along the line. So when I say I don't trust some Westerner, I'm not saying to the point of you're all the Westerner people, I'm not gonna trust you guys along the line. Like, dude, I only say some. I'm not saying all. And the question is like, it's kind of like made me really wondering like, why would some people always make noise about it? Well, I guess they are really the some Westerner people that I can't trust at this point of time. So number one thing is that I know some people will be saying like, hey, you are saying a lot of Westerner in the video. You also seem to highlight a lot of Westerner. Yep, I'm referring to some Westerner. It doesn't mean that some people from other part of the country, like let's say Japan or Singapore or China, along the line, they will say that, do I trust them most of the time? Even when I was living in Japan for 6 years, doesn't mean I trust every Japanese in Japan. There will be always some people that you have to like give the benefit of doubt, or maybe you can't trust them because you may not be aware that some of them are prankster, troller, or even scammer. So often more than not, what I'm referring in this video, like the first one, part 1, anyone who know very well, is that why I said I can't trust some of the Westerner is that when people make noise about like the mistranslation, the localization issue, that was already an issue. I can't trust the localizer. So that is like one part of the people that I can't trust. And at least anyone who do want to know more, go and check out the video. It link in the description below. So yeah, if not, just check click on the link at the end of the video. It will still pop out at the like small little window along the line. So second clarification and disclaimer along the line is that I know some people will be saying like, oh, your title is very creepy, we are putting out for a claim. Dude, most of the time when I put up a proper video or a proper title, video title, is that I know what I'm aiming for. I know what the video is about. I know what I'm highlighting as. And in that video, I really kind of like highlighted that I can't trust some Westerner. And in some of that some Westerner, I'm referring to the localizer, people who do translation for game, anime, and mangas. So when you have those kind of people causing like mistranslation or issue, obviously you'll be thinking like, can we trust them? So they are, I mean, like most of them are from Western, so you can't deny that they are Westerner. So when I say you can't trust those kind of people, I mean like that's on, I say I don't trust them. I'm not saying that you guys can't trust them. If those people are your friend, your family, your loved one, and you want to trust them, by all means go ahead. I'm not telling everyone in the video to stop trusting anyone. Even for the video today, I'm talking about games. More so about game developer. So the problem is that at the end of the day, get some popcorn, get some drink, and then you decide. Like if you have family members or loved one friend who is working as a game developer along the line, and you want to like see, do we really want to trust them or not at this point? Like when it comes to games, yeah, I mean like it's still up to you. You want to trust them, I'm not stopping you. You want to stop trusting them, it's also up to you. I mean like I'm not your dad or what, your grandfather along the line, like where I tell you like you must do as I say. I know I'm from Asia, doesn't mean that I'm going to be Asia to you. So at the end of the day, what your decision are, your choice, everything is your freedom to do so. So that I will have to highlight at least every single thing. And last point is that I want to highlight that most of the time when I drawing the like crossing the line of speculation or things that I know is really like can be taken with a benefit of doubt or huge pin or sword, I will always highlight the words like speculative thought, the line of speculation, controversy, or even to the point of saying like you have to take it with a huge pinch or sword and throw the sword at the screen that you need to. So basically that is the problem that I need to highlight in my videos. So I know I talked for around 4-5 minutes about this, but at least I need to highlight that before we go into deep dive for random chat today for part 2 of why I can't trust some Westerner. Earlier I mentioned that we can't really trust some game developer along the line. I mean like I know some people will be saying like, am I creating a video about, oh, you're gonna talk about video, you're gonna get a lot of people apparently I'm gonna get a lot of traction along the line. Dude, I never gained a lot of viewers. I've been losing subscribers, okay? As I'm grateful for over 500, barely 500 subscriber, but doesn't mean that I'm not losing subscriber. I'm actually losing subscribers. So that out of the way, I'm not creating this video for the sake of like crowd chasing or whatsoever. I'm just putting out my view. And the funny thing about a lot of game developer nowadays is that they really kind of like get on my nerve lately. I mean, like, sure, initially I was like, maybe it's just my issue or things that I don't see eye to eye with some of the developer in game. Is that one of the things is that I'm not saying that all Western game developer are bad. I mean, I look at some of the game, let's say Steel Wool. So far, a lot of the Final Night at Freddy game got a lot of traction. The Poppy Playtime, I know there seems to be some sort of like disagreement between some of the developer, but yet the game came out great. Poppy Playtime got chapter 3, now it's waiting for a chapter 4 along the line. And it's really at the end of the day, like those games really deserve a lot of love, a lot of fan support along the line. And it really can be shown in the game itself as well as the community, the fan base, whichever you want to call them. So the only issue is that as much as there is good game developer who is able to create a best game ever, there is also people who can't create a proper game. It's kind of interesting that recent case about Silent Hill 2 where they kind of like do a so-called remake. At this point of time, I feel like it's just a fan made because it's a lot of things is just kind of like just bashing the old original game. And at this point, the developer kind of like say, hey, give us a chance, the Silent Hill 2, the remake is much better than the old one. Even though there's a lot of fans who won't support it. The funny thing is that what made a game the game, I talk about this all the time and I will say it again. What made the game the game is not just because it's a game developed by a game company, by the game developer or the game designer or director itself. It's actually more so also by the gamers themselves, people who play the game. So it's kind of interesting to say that a lot of game developer will go and say that, hey, we hate we hate the audience, we hate the gamer, we hate all of the people who go and this blah whatsoever on the line. And it's kind of funny that they will always kind of say that, hey, they got the right view, they got the developer know what they are doing, the designer know what they are doing along the line. But often more than not, right, if your game is a so-called new version or a fan version, if you go with that route, a lot of people will kind of like, hey, your is not canon, your is not original, you're going with your own take along the line. Yeah, people can accept it. People will kind of like, some people will be very forgetful along the line. But the only issue is that because it's called Silent Hill 2 and it's also so-called the remake version of the original, so when they kind of like add in like DEI, anyone who do want to know is like diversity, equality, and inclusion. Is that when you add those kind of thing, yeah, I mean, like I can see in so-called the modern era for the modern audience. Obviously, we'll be wondering like how many of those modern audience are playing this kind of game. The issue, right, that we have to highlight that a lot of people tend not to take note, or maybe some of the developer may not be aware, is that when you say that you're catering for modern audience, you may see a lot of people making noise on Twitter, but often more than not, we have to ask ourselves, how many people who is making noise on Twitter are actually a gamer, people who play the game? Sure, when Hogwarts Legacy came out, a lot of people made noise about it, how the game is not going to sell. At the end of the day, it's still one of the so-called bestseller game. They got a lot of people. I know nowadays it's not like a lot of gamers, like the concurrent player is not a lot, but it's still way more than those so-called catered for modern audience. Like, if any game that can get more over like 10k players, that's already a lot. But a lot of like DEI game lately, or got like the Sweet Baby Inc. hand on it, it's like they always tend to have less than 1,000 players, and it's understandable because when you kind of like add in like stuff that people kind of say that it does not make sense, even if they say that, even if the developers say that it makes sense to them, you have to kind of like understand from like their like let's stand from the point of view of the game developer. They will kind of like say that, hey, there is such situation, I think it's maybe this way along the line. But for the funny thing is, right, when they actually add in a character that is like original, in the original game the character is slim, is pretty along the line, and in the remake they decided to say, hey, we're gonna make her ugly, we're gonna make her fat, and I actually saw the interview where one of the developers said that, hey, it's true, when a female got heartbroken or broke out along the line, they will go on a stressful moment and they will eat a lot and kind of like get fat from overindulgence of food along the line. And it's really kind of like when I hear the line, the first thing in like the first impression that get to my thought was that, did it happen to her? It's really true. I mean, like, a person who can come up with this information is not often more than not. It's not like I got it from the internet. Sometimes when they immediately said it and the way she said it seems so convincing. The first thing in my mind was like, I guess it happened to her. She got heartbroken, or maybe she broke up with someone, and at that point she kind of like eat a lot and then she got fat and then she became what she is nowadays. Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe I don't know. It's just a speculative thought. So the issue with that a lot of things, right, is that it's really kind of like strange, like why would she go with the idea that maybe the character when she broke up with the main character and that she gets stressful, she eat a lot. Like I don't understand, like just because it happened to you doesn't mean it happened to many other people. There is a lot of different reaction with different people way of handling stress, and I don't think overeating is one of them. It's not only one of them. It's basically there's a lot other way. There is like getting into husbandry or 2D stuff, or maybe go out on a like get someone else to date them along the line, or maybe just go on a travel vacation, get some that time off along the line. There's so many ways people handle stress, and there's even cases where people go and either like really unalive themselves or going on just lock themselves in and became a the hikikomori, or basically the hermit. So when you kind of like think about this whole situation, I don't think like just because one game indicated she is stressful from breakup and then she became fat, like there isn't a whole lot issue that I can take with that, and I can see why a lot of people are complaining about it. Number one thing is that if the original game had indicated that she is beautiful, she is slim, then go with the original. A remake version is not really like basically we made the whole damn thing and make the character became like, oh, she is fat along the line. Because if she is like, if she go and come out and say that, hey, it happened to her, she think it's that way, then it's just her portraying herself into the game. So I'm gonna assume that this game character is based on her, not the original character. So when you come add yourself, the game developer, into the game, I mean, like, sure, you want to add yourself into the game, no one is wrong. I mean, like, if you have some delusional mind, of if you are suffering from tuning bill, or basically second grade delusion, so I mean, like, go ahead, no one actually stopping you from adding yourself into the game is not wrong. It's just that it's kind of like weird that you want to say that, hey, the character should be fat, even if the original is slim, is whatsoever. It's like, dude, you're just rewriting the whole damn script. You are just destroying the original game. So obviously people take issue with that. That is the issue. It's not about people saying that, hey, you broke out, you got fat because of it. Like, dude, if you can't get over a heartbroken part, then I guess I must be so damn fat with a watermelon belly, because why? I broke up with a lot of people along the line. Then people will be saying like, oh, sad for you, let's move along with our life. At the end of the day, it's kind of weird that people always add in their so-called portrayal stuff along the line, and at the end of the day they say it's catered for modern audience, and that if you don't like it, you're either fat shaming, or if you change the character to black character, oh, you're racist along the line. You can blackwash thing, but you are racist for whitewashing stuff apparently along the line. It is kind of weird. I talk about this in Genshin a lot, and I still find it very in what universe were they thinking about it. So it's kind of weird that people always go with the idea that they can do whatever they want to the game, especially like it's kind of weird, like when you think about like from the perspective of the gamers as well as from the point of view from the developer, it's really like not always that the game developer are wrong. Like in this case, I would say the game developer are wrong, because they kind of like just like if you're gonna redo the whole game, don't call it Silent Hill 2, don't call it remake, just say it's a whole new different game that is based or inspired from Silent Hill 2. At least I think people will be like, hey, yeah, I think we can accept that because it's not the canon original story. Then I think people will say, oh, there is maybe their take was that the female character got fat because of heartbroken along the line. Maybe we can understand that, but the moment you start drawing the line that is you rewrite the whole original story, there is no longer just called remake anymore. You just redo the whole damn game itself. So if people say, oh, remake and redo is the same thing, no, remake is remake. Remake is basically make a better version of the original game, and what they do is just basically redo it in their own way, adding DEI agenda or ideology along the line, and it's just weird to me. So the funny thing is, right, when people when they got found out that a lot of gamers or people who used to like Silent Hill 2 is not gonna cater to or give chance to Silent Hill 2 remake version, obviously they start panicking, they start asking that, hey, give us a chance, whatsoever along the line. But the main issue at the end of the day is that people also will be like questioning, like, why would we want to buy a game when the game is so damn expensive? Dude, you have to understand that when you have to pay like 80 to 90 depending on your currency, maybe way more than 100 if your country is on the rate is lower or the currency is lower along the line, then you have to understand, like, do we really want to pay that much for a game that not only do we not technically own the game physical copy, as well as that it also kind of like making you question, like, a game that may be $4 in future prediction, or maybe a game that you won't even like. Like, why are they begging us to buy a game that we know very well that we are not going to like the game? Like, if we like the game, we like the game. But if the thing is, right, they are also like a lot of game developers are the one who say that if you don't like the game, you don't play the game. Yeah, a lot of people is not going to buy the game because they don't want to play the game. And when you lose, you lose. So the thing is, right, the game developer is kind of like they got a madness gun, shoot on one of their feet, and get an assault rifle and shoot the other feet. It's really kind of like weird. Why would they go with this route on destroying their own career? They are the one who kind of like go with the idea that, hey, we don't like gamers because they criticize us a lot. But dude, criticism has gone a long way. If you take it to heart and make the best game ever, people may consider that, hey, maybe there is value in buying the game. But when the Silent Hill 2 is like get so many criticism and people not liking the game, and now they are making noise that, hey, please give us a chance, the game is actually very good. Dude, people are aware of DI or World or Sweet Baby Inc. having their dirty hand on the game along the line. Then people are saying that, hey, we're not gonna buy the game because it just like, number one, it's expensive. Number two is like it's already gonna be so-called ridiculously filled with DI World or whatever agenda in the game, and it's obviously not what a lot of people want when they play the game. I mean, sure, you want to add in some sentence like, say, like, don't be racist, don't fat shaming along the line, but when that is not what your moral are, you're just basically adding your idea to the game. Like, there's really a huge difference between like actual body shaming versus an actual game that is trying to introduce to people that don't fat shaming. When they first go with the idea, like the game developer saying that, hey, people, when they kind of like break up, they're having a heartbroken or stress, they will eat a lot and then they became fat. Yeah, you are adding your logic, your idea, your delusional mind into the game. But if you say that, hey, if you go against me, you're fat shaming, dude, you're the one who adding the character to be fat. So the thing is, right, if you go with the idea that, hey, we think that the character is fat because of that, maybe in the player mind, they think that she was beautiful, she was seen, that's why she have the delusion of her being looking beautiful, but in fact she was actually this. I think that maybe that seems logical. Maybe we can like some people, there will be some people who will be slightly on the middle side. They will say maybe we maybe can give this a chance. But the moment you start betting people for it, yeah, that's a whole new different ball game. So the whole issue is that this is really kind of like the moment when they kind of like getting really like, are they really truly betting for people to get playing their game along the line? And more so is that when they start betting or like pray that people buy their game, yeah, it's kind of interesting that another game company, Ubisoft, who is currently having 2 games called Star Wars Outlaws as well as Assassin's Creed Shadow coming out. And it's kind of interesting that when you look at the like-dislike ratio, their amount is really way a lot more to have on the dislike part. So I mean, like, maybe they get like 10-20% of like, but even I can't be sure that the number of like is actually, are they actually generate like or people who is bought along the line. Maybe they buy like, who knows. But surely like the dislike button, right, we have to take it with a huge pinch of salt, because there are cases that they say that it may be higher, it may be lower, but even like higher lower range, right, the one thing we do know based on the air or the plugin along that line is that there is like only like a margin error of less than 10%. So even if they say that maybe the amount may be like having like 187k dislike, it may be like 200,000 dislike, or it may be like 150k dislike along the line, who knows. So the amount we do have to take it with a huge pinch of salt. But the thing is, right, it's kind of weird that the gameplay, this is really one of the reasons why I don't trust a lot of game development from Western side nowadays, is that they are now trying to get like so-called content creator or news article to write good review about them, and that they're going to pay them, or they're going to so-called bring them to Disneyland to or let them enjoy good food along the line. And when you think about it, it's like, isn't that bribery? Like, you're paying money or giving things to others to do good, to make good, like give good review about your product. That, if that is not called bribery, I have no idea. Because the thing is, right, it's kind of weird that Ubisoft recently decided to say that, hey, we are going to pay some content creators, saying that, hey, do good review about us along the line. And it's kind of weird that why would they do so? I mean, like, Hyo-san and Red-san talk about it, and more so that there are actually evidence indicating that saying that people who is having an appearance in the game or the bot are excited about it. It's like there seems to be like some sort of bot reply. Like I mentioned, the reason why I say maybe the like seems to be by is that the comment, everything seems out of like too AI generated along the line, and it's really weird. I mean, like, it's not wrong that nowadays we see a lot of YouTube channel have a lot of bot reply, bot comment, bot like along the line. It's not uncommon, but when you think about it, it's like this. Isn't that mean that they are not having a lot of actual viewers? It's just like, is AI now considered a viewer? I don't know. So the thing is, right, the question we have to ask, maybe can the AI buy your game and play your game? Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe I don't know. But it's really kind of like weird to me that why would game developer really go that route? I mean, like, if it's not unheard of like trying to hype up using marketing, trying to get more people to maybe consider buying your game. But when your game is like, number one, it's so damn expensive. Number two, we are not going to own the game in the first damn place. As well as the game, we know very well is that a lot of people are not going to like the game, maybe due to DI, maybe due to the graphic. And it's really kind of funny when a lot of people, a lot of game companies nowadays are saying that, hey, it's a AAA game, it's a quadruple A game. I mean, like, what? Are we going with the battery AA, AAA, 4A? What is the next level? 5A? Like, dude, it's kind of weird that a lot of games, like, even people saying, like, if you guys go and check out Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, those are technically free to play, so you can play the game without paying a single deal. So the thing is, right, when those games have such nice graphic, yet when you playing game that you have to pay for it, and the game graphic is either number one, they look ugly, like a lot of game characters look uglified, or the game character is not sexy enough, or maybe the character is like, to some people saying like not realistic enough, and we are paying them for this sort of graphic. Dude, even I myself will be wondering like, hey, is it really the era that whatever we pay is not worth what it worth that we pay for it? It's really like the era is near, like it's really bad to the point that do an iPhone really should be costing at over $1,000 when back then it wasn't that amount, and the technology really doesn't seem to pay them out. It's like, is the game company just kind of like going with the hijacking of the price? Are they trying to say that, oh, this is the normal standard now, the game should be now $70, we have to and even if they say so, right, when they say that, oh, we have to pay for the bill, we have to pay for the rental, we have to pay for an employee, when most of the game company going along the line that they lay off over 200, or maybe sometimes near 300, 400, who knows. In one of my previous videos, I talked about like IGN Star Wars trailer flop. I did talk about the issue about maybe like the way they're trying to say, oh, the game looked nice, but then the punch doesn't even hit the head, and yet I guess the force of nothingness hit the stormtrooper along the line. It's really kind of weird that how can you mess up the thing? I mean, like, if your character is gonna punch the back of the person's head, make sure it connect. Are you saying that the force is enough on, like, the force enough of that is going, like, even if you hit nothing, it's gonna hit someone? I don't know. At least this is Star Wars we are talking about. But it's really kind of weird that when they say that, oh, we're gonna pay off a lot of people bill, yet they easily can lay off other people, when the only people they can lay off is just the CEO, with who pay is like in like 5 to 6 digit, and that one person, one salary of that person is enough to at least keep 100 or 200 people. So it's like, I don't know what logic, in what world, in what universe, where all you need to do is just fire the CEO and just be done with it. I mean, sure, if some of the layoff people are people who are problematic, or people who is like into DI world, and you feel like they should be kicked out, or maybe people who is like lazy in the company, yeah, I think they should be laid off because they are not working towards the company. But when you think about it, on the other hand, taking things out of context, like, if they say that the game do deserve that, then why is the game not good looking? Why is there bug in the game, or why is there like the graphic gameplay seems so weird? I talk about this in that video, so if you guys want to know, go and check that video out. If not, I mean, like, Red Sun talk quite a few good points, so I do recommend to check out his video. So like, Hillson also talk some of them, so you go and check out their video. You can see like a lot of time when you see about the video, you can understand like maybe there is some truth to it. But I'm not saying that everything is true. But when you have like, when the game developer like Ubisoft, like for the Assassin's Creed the Samurai or Shadow along the line, when they hire a Quack historian. Yeah, when I say a Quack, it's basically a Quack. It's not because he's a dark, but basically it's more so that a lot of his source is fiction, it's not real, it's fiction, and he tried to play off as historical fact. It's really kind of like make you wonder, like, I know he's from UK, but if you're talking about Eastern Western, yeah, if you're under Europe, you're under North America, South America, then you're from the Western side, because the Eastern side is mostly basically Japan, China, Southeast Asia, like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, and India is India, Africa is Africa. But when you think about the whole ordeal about the Western people always can come up with like weird history, and then when you check out, oh, it's just that they trying to play as fair, but when it's all false information, then it's really kind of like me wondering, like, can you even trust this kind of person? And then you're telling me that some of the Western people, especially some game company, Ubisoft, decided to trust this person using his word as the source. Then it's really kind of like me wonder, like, when the game companies say that it's historical accurate, when it's historical true, because they use the source from a person who is a Quack, then can you even trust them? I can't even trust this so-called Quack historian. And now you're saying that the game company should be trusted? I think I will have to kind of pull back the thing about this video title. Can I even trust them or not? I mean, I'm sure people will say that Ubisoft is belong to France, but yeah, when I say France is part of Europe, go ahead. I mean, like, debunk France is not Europe. Maybe they say that France, baguette, macaroni, a lot whatsoever thing. So the thing is, right, when I'm sorry for the Italian, kind of like use the wrong accent. But the thing is, right, when you kind of have a lot of issue with game trying to add in things that is not true and they try to route it off as true, it's really back to the same thing when I talk about Genshin, and the difference between Genshin and Ubisoft is that when Genshin come out with character that is not black, people say, oh, it should be all black, and then they all forget about Xingyan from Liyue, which is basically a black from a not black place. Interesting, right? So I do recommend you guys to check out that video. The link to that video will be in the description below. It's kind of interesting that people always make noise about black or whatsoever. Like, the funny thing, I will still stand by it, that apparently in Western view or point of view is that you can blackwash but you can't whitewash, because if you blackwash it's not racist, but if you whitewash that's considered racist. It's kind of weird. So is that double standard? Maybe another video that we can talk about in maybe part 3, part 4, who knows. But I do know very, very well is that the part 3 video, it will be more on game journalism. So do let me try to keep this video as short as possible. I mean, like, it's already 30 minutes, so I talk a lot, but when you have game developer always having this sort of issue in the first damn place, it's really kind of make you wonder, right? Can you even trust them at this point of time? I mean, like, sure, maybe some of the game developer, I mean, I say like game developer, like, we can definitely trust some of them. I mean, like, look at Genshin Impact, when they keep highlighting that Genshin is a world of fiction, in the fictional world, in the fictional workplace, in the fictional universe. So obviously we can't be sure that in that world is all the character all black, all white, all blue, all yellow, all purple. But if they go with the idea that it's a fiction thing, then I think it's fine. It's just that Ubisoft go with the idea that, hey, the game is supposed to be historical accurate, then people are going to have issue with it, because you are using a false information and write it as true. So it's really kind of like me question, like, is it really true or not? When if Ubisoft start out with the word say it's a work of fiction, there is no truth to the story, it's not real, then I think it's fine. But when the moment you start acting like, oh, it's true, there is a black samurai when there is no black samurai, and then have a lot of people who is not who is actually like not historical, or actually Japanese people, and start coming out and say, oh, I'm actually, my family is a Japanese people, then turn out that she is not Japanese people, or even have any Japanese bloodline in it. It's like, oh, now where's the punchline? I don't know. So it's really kind of like weird that a lot of people start like trying to say that, hey, their word is strong or not. I mean, like, it's really bad to the point of that, can you even trust them at this point of time? Which is the reason why, like I mentioned always, can we really trust some of them? I'm not saying that if they do have weight to their saying, then I guess that we can trust them. But the moment they start making a lot of noise and they start saying all this, yeah, at this point, one of the people that I don't trust is definitely, like, some of the Western people that I don't trust, definitely game developer, game designer, or whatever they are from there. Because if a lot of things that start happening, yeah, that's on them. MiHoYo so far have been consistent with their game. They make sure that it's all not true, it's fiction. Even if they take inspiration, it's just inspiration. Doesn't mean they have to copy everything to a T. It's just basically some here, some there, not everything. But Western people tend to so-called take everything from accurate situation. So at this point of time, I'm not even sure do I want to trust them. With the reason why, second part to this part of the video, can I which kind of Western people that I can't trust? One of the group will definitely be game developer. Not saying all of them. Do I have to highlight that? It's just that some of them. So it's the next topic that I do want to talk about in the next random chat is that maybe Ubisoft bribing creator or whatever. I mean, like, maybe we have to do like, see, like, is IGN trustable or what's not. I mean, like, there's a whole new different part 3, because too much for today's video. But then again, do take note that whatever video I do talk in today random chat, it is most of them my speculative thought. It is just a random chat. So you do prepare the sword and throw the sword at the screen if you need to, but if you have your point, if you have whether you agree or disagree, you have your opinion, write in the comment below, we can discuss it further. But if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat if you are not, where I talk about stuff that sometimes never makes sense or sometimes just totally random or whatsoever along the line. But if not, you can also share the video to let more people take a look at this random chat. Kind of like see whether how many people will know that, how many Western people can I trust at this point of time? But the one thing I can trust to let you guys know is, I hope you guys have a nice day or night. Bye!